Good evening. Welcome to Investigator News. This is lifestyle, weather, and lifestyle news. We got a different form of news. This is easy news. No political, no war. It's just fun. And I hope you guys will watch and subscribe and hit that like button. Ring the bell so you'll be notified when our shows are on. And happy Wednesday. Or they say hump day. I think the hump day is over with. I think that fad's faded out. Am I blurry, Karen? I just seem kind of blurry. I'm not sure why. Anyway, we with the weather now. The weather coming from uh, the Central Plains is now turning cold, and this is what spawns the tornadoes of the South. Uh, so as we look at the news, the weather lady is going to let us know that the same thing. We've got colder weather coming across, and this is what spawns the tornadoes, and for the next month or two. So be careful, stay safe, and keep an eye on your local weather to know when there's weather warnings for tornadoes.
Weather changes are in store for the Central Plains, which will see a drop in temperatures as a cold front sweeps through. And you'll also want to have something on hand to keep you dry as wet weather stays in the picture for a large chunk of the weekend. Anyone planning on traveling is going to need to be aware of the possibility of heavy rain at times, but the probability for widespread hazardous weather is low at the moment. The back half of the weekend is going to bring a noticeable temperature transition as temperatures tumble. And while we are showing you your daytime highs on this map, just a heads up, you'll really notice it even more when heading out the door on Monday.
That's it. It's getting cooler. I'm ready to do the fireplace thing. I could, I take the dogs out in the morning and I could smell the fireplaces. And it's like, oh, latest earthquakes. Oh, boy, folks, take a look at this map. What struck me odd was the amount in Alaska and here in the United States. Let me see if I could bring this up a little bit uh, bigger, a little bit bigger. Okay, what I want to get to is all the ones. We've got some of the bigger ones, 5.7, the Kermadec Islands, uh, and as we roll around, and it gets super heavy in Alaska. The biggest one, I'm gonna say a 4.0 in Unalakleet, Alaska. Now you can see all the reds; those are recent ones. Um, Fox, Alaska, Ellsworth, Alaska. I mean, Karen, have you ever seen so many in Alaska? Glacier View, Alaska, and there's at least a dozen or more. Nanwick, Nanwalek, Alaska, 3.0. Then we go down to Port McNeil, Canada. Okay, now boy, I was reading these off to William, and so 1.3 in Oslo, Washington. Then we had one in White Salmon, Washington. There's like four of them. Then we go on over to Turtle Lake, Montana. I've never heard of these places having earthquakes. What about Butte, Montana? They had a small one. Um, okay, then we had two in Utah, Thatcher, Utah. Karen, look at all these. And then Yosemite Valley, that was a small one. They just had, and they also had Salt Lake City had another small one. Um, then we have Indria, California. There's just so many, and it goes as far as Martson, Missouri. So Missouri, if you felt something, it could be this. They're very small. Uh, Texas, Hermleigh, Texas, um, White City, New Mexico, um, Ackerley, Texas, Stockton, Texas, Fort Stockton. So as you can see, we are not. Oh boy, I mean, I don't think I've ever doing earthquakes over the last couple of years. I don't think I've ever seen so many in the United States. Now, Texas has been having a lot of them, and so has Southern California. Um, um, that one's man. Menediro, Mexico. I'm trying to get one. Malibu even had one. I don't know if it's the rain. I don't know if it's starting of landslides at this time or the Santa Ana winds, but they're having a lot of earthquakes. And this really concerns me. What got me to look at this map is there was supposedly one over in Russia, and I didn't find it. And so I was well, let me see. Nope, that's China. Um, the only one I was really able to find was over in Turkey, and that was a 4.1. We had an odd one down in Madagascar, Talanaro. That was a 5.2. Not so many down in the islands. It's the usual. And then we had one in south of Panama, a 4.7. So there is definitely activity going on across our planet, right? Now, Kilauea, let me get this going. Kilauea volcano has erupted again. And so they're watching it. Let me get this at the beginning. And so this is the info we have on it. So as you can see, it's Alaska, Hawaii, and even Hawaii had an earthquake. I don't know. I don't remember seeing it on the map. Let me go back. Yes, there's two of them. Right there on Pahala, Hawaii had two of them, but they're not quite 2.0s. So, wow, wow. On this day in history, on this day, you guys don't want to see that picture. On this day in history, September 18th, 1870, Old Faithful Geyser in Wyoming is documented and named. The geyser erupts about 20 times a day, says the National Park Service. So we always have something really good for today. What happened so many years ago? 1870. Get that. All right. I know you guys want to hear about this 8-year-old. Okay. Well, I heard about this morning. An 8-year-old Ohio girl is home safe after she took her mother's car and drove it to Target 25 minutes away as her family and police searched for her. According to the police department, they got 911 calls just before 9 a.m. after the family discovered the girl was missing. And they reported the 8-year-old was last seen by the family nearly 2 hours earlier. The neighbor gave the family a response and responding officers their ring camera footage of the girl getting into their Nissan Rogue by herself and driving off, backing out of the driveway and taking off at 7 a.m. with not only the car, but her mother's credit card for Target. Oh, yeah. The Target is about 11 miles southwest of the child's home, and according to the police report, it estimates the fastest route. It would take an adult driver about 25 minutes. Officers found the little girl inside Target, and her family came to pick her up in the car. Okay, so she spent $400 of her mom's credit card. Now, why didn't Target stop her? That was my thing. Seeing a little girl pushing around a cart, but having her mother's credit card, how'd she get away with that one? She was swerving all over the road, according to drivers that happened to call in when they seen. Now, check this out. You guys got to see this. All right, here we go. Bedford. I'm trying to get to where they're, oh, it don't show nothing. Oh, wait a minute.
Okay. Bartlett.
Yeah, he's
Okay, there she is.
The white Nissan Rogue.
yeah. It's I have a license plate.
That's an 8-year-old driving that car, folks.
Okay, hold on one moment, please.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, let's get rid of that. So now there was a 911 call from somebody that was following her and said she's just all over the road. And that they said they pulled alongside and they said, oh my goodness, to the dispatch, there is a little girl in the car driving. So when the police found her, she was sitting like at a table and she was drinking her Frappuccino. And when the cops said, come on, we need to go, she said, no, hold on. I'm going to finish my Frappuccino and then I can get to go home. That's awesome. I have a 7-year-old granddaughter and I can't even, how did she even see over the dash? She must have been pretty tall. And me, how did Target even do her purchases? I don't know. It doesn't say she spent the whole $400 because I looked at many, many, many reports on this. But I know that she bought stuff at Target. So yeah, she got up 7 o'clock in the morning. She stole the credit card. She stole the car, and off she went to Target to do some shopping and to get a Frappuccino. Oh yeah. Oh boy, Karen, that's got to be the greatest right there. But there's still more. There's still more coming. All right, Kansas mom issues a warning after dishwasher catches fire. Yeah. Um. Uh. The they now said two homeowners now have had their dishwashers catch on fire during the drying during the drying cycle. They said that they're now starting to have issues with this on many products, not just one. It's not just one. It's many of them now that they want to put hotter and hotter drying cycles on it. And now that they're trying to increase, it's now catching them on fire. How about an iguana in the fireplace? So, iguana removal from a fireplace in a Florida home. And they say according to animal control, they end up everywhere. They can end up under your sink. They can end up in your washroom. They can end up in your fireplace. They can end up in your house. If there's a small enough hole that a mouse or rat could fit in, they're going to get in. And there's an overabundance of them. And they have been having people hunt them. And this is only because we had South America bring in a bunch thinking they'd be great pets. And then, hurricanes hit and these iguanas get loose. Well, that's not even the best of it. They had a competition, and I'll get to it, of Burmese pythons in Florida. Same thing. Well, why does South America and Central America think that we need to have these creatures as pets? Well, we already got tarantulas. We've got snakes. Why does someone have to have iguanas? I know. Well, I'm okay. I need to kick myself because I had 2 iguanas, and I did sell them. I finally got rid of them because one was really mean. I mean, we couldn't even get in the cage. He would attack us. The other one was pretty nice, but we were moving out here, and there was just no way to be able to move these iguanas 2,000 miles in a car. So we went ahead and sold them. I'm not sure what happened to them, but I know I wouldn't have let them loose. But people love these iguanas. But you get the good and the bad. And out in Florida, they seem to be very bad, and they do attack and hiss. And the squirrels are the same. Squirrels are crazy. I can't even have Easter at my house because of the squirrels. At Easter at my house, we put eggs out, even plastic ones. The squirrels get them and take them. The kids go out and there's nothing there. Not even plastic eggs. We can't even find the plastic eggs or the shells of the eggs. So, all right. So the this was a grand prize winner. Okay, and there was hundreds of people that entered this, and many got really close to his amount. But the grand prize winner removed 20 Burmese pythons from the wild in Florida Challenge. It was $10,000 grand prize to Ronald Kilger, who removed 20. This was a 10-day hunt. It was to bring awareness and the threat that these pythons pose. Not only him, but hundreds of them were catching catching these pythons. Um, there was quite a few of a $2,000 prize, $1,000 prize. Um, one caught another 19, one caught 16. Um, there was some that caught a 9, some that caught 11. Um, so, as we could see, these are dozens of pythons. Now, granted, it was a 10-day hunt, folks, but um, wow. Think of dozens of pythons in your city. And they're starting to see these, and it's getting more and more of them at a time, just like the iguanas. Um, and not to mention they got alligators there. And I've been saying these alligators just go anywhere and everywhere. They flow through traffic. They go through yards and neighborhoods, and alligators are everywhere. And now it's the iguanas. And they were saying if they don't start getting on these pythons, that they're going to have the same problems, and we'll find them on our patios and swimming pools, and they could squeeze into a house real easy. And we don't need pythons in this country. All right, and lastly, oh boy, um, now this is just unreal. It reminds me of the movie Alien. When I started reading this article, it was like, oh, wait a minute now. You guys got to see this. Yeah. Okay, so this is the new wasp. It's a new wasp that's been, it gets into not only flies, but fruit flies. It's a new species of horror wasp. Now, uh, this is Mississippi scientists that discovered this, that lays eggs in living flies. So the babies burst out of the bellies of regular house flies, horse flies, and even fruit flies. So they like I said, they burst out of the bellies, kind of like what we've seen in Alien with and it of course kills the fly and the fruit fly, but then it goes on to be um, into a tiny spiky-tailed larva, which develops inside the host for 18 days before erupting out the sides of its abdomen. Um, just to add a little layer of horror, the fly will normally remain alive for several hours. The wasp, a grisly manner of reproduction, has earned its comparisons to the Ridley Scott's 1979 classic Alien. See, I told you. So the babies reportedly departed their host and bodies and burrow into um, different places. It depends. It could be mud, it could be sand, it could be dirt, it could just be somewhere nice and warm. They remain for 23 days before emerging as a fully developed adult. So once it comes out of the cocoon, it's an adult. So it goes from bursting out of the bellies of flies to a larva to bursting out after 23 days to a full grown wasp. Um, they are considered dangerous. They're huge, and they're a huge nuisance. and a sign of unsanitary conditions, because mostly it's within the fly host, which they want to find many, many flies to lay many, many larvae. Oh, yuck. Okay, that is it for today, folks. And the 8-year-old girl, yep, she went driving mama's car and took the credit card. And how she got there and knew the directions. Yeah, she knew how to get to Target. 8 years old. Oh boy, kids. It's those cars, those little cars we get the kids when they're 2 and 3. Power Wheels, there you go. And we let them drive it. So, they're 8 and 9. They're like, I could drive. Yeah, I'm good at Power Wheels. I could drive mom's car. All right, folks, that is it. And coming up in the next hour is me and William with the World War III report. So come on back. And thank you for watching. Subscribe and hit the like and follow us over on Facebook. Thank you very much for watching.